Morning guys, well lunchtime, afternoon, whatever it's going to be. After our 2-week trip away, we'd noticed that we had a bit of a decent oil leak happening down the right hand side of the motor, especially when we're towing the van. And it turns out it's the injection seals. So, got some new ones here. And now I've never done this before. Far from it. So I made a few phone calls and yeah, so I'm going to work on it. So I've got the intercooler off, got the throttle body off, just tuck that up. It's actually pretty bloody dirty in there. Down here I've been told I need to take the injection pipes off. So I'm taking the EGR pipe off at the moment so I can get to the back of the fuel pump, so I can take all the piping off to run up to the injectors, so then I can pull the injectors out, the pipes off, pop the seals out, give it a clean up, and then put it all back together. So like I said, I haven't done this before. I got my neighbour, he's going to pop over a bit later when he gets home and give me a bit of a helping hand. It is something that I could have just sent to the shop and got done and paid them 3 hours worth of labour, or I learned how to do it myself. The other thing that we noticed when we got back, front wheel bearings are a bit loose. Driver's side, there was a bit of play in it, but the passenger side was worse. So that was another thing I'd never done before. We've always just sent this thing into the shop to get work done to it, and yeah, just flip the bill and paid the mechanics to do it. You know, then you got something to go back on if something else goes wrong. But yeah, after having 2 weeks off, I decided, oh well, can't really afford to be sending it into the shop, it needs doing, so we might as well just start doing it and getting it done. So last weekend I got all the wheel bearings tightened up, and I keep looking at the screen and not myself. I think I need to be looking about here, about there. Fuck, it's annoying the shit out of me. But anyway, going to get it done. Got the wheel bearings tightened up last weekend. Going to get these injector seals done today, because I want to use it tomorrow. If I don't get it done today, that means I've got to finish working on it tomorrow. But anyway, back to it. This is day 2. I ran out of time. Pulled the injector seals out, and one of the springs that hold the injector seal on right here, it didn't come out with it, and it fell down in there. So hence why the rocker cover and everything is off, and we stripped it down so we can get it out. So we got all that sorted out, went and put it back together, and then we end up busting one of the glow plug seals, which are down here. These ones here, completely busted it. So yeah, so that was the end of yesterday, because the shop was shut and everything, so I couldn't buy a new kit until today. And they're not exactly cheap either. But anyway, lesson learnt, be more careful. But anyway, you get that. Bit of an expensive, you get that, but anyway, it happens. So this morning, we are going to put it all back together. Got new seals. Slipped into town this morning, got new seals, new gaskets. And yeah, so we're just going to put it all back together now and hopefully have it done by lunchtime, which may happen. Oh well. Alright, so we got the valve cover, rocker cover, whatever you want to call it, all back on, all the seals in, everything all done back up the way they're meant to be. But while we're going, we end up deciding to pull the inlet manifold off and give all that a big clean up, get rid of all the carbon, seeing we're dicking around with it. We might as well dick around with it properly and spend the extra bit of time working on it. So yeah, so we've got all that all off, we put it all back on and we're just working through, torquing it at the right tensions that it needs to be torqued to. But the day's getting on now, so I'm just going to call it quits and spend the rest of the afternoon with the family and worry about it tomorrow morning. So yeah. So there's still a fair bit to go back in yet. As long as I got the manifold back on. I've cleaned up all the surfaces for the EGR. So everything's all good to go. So I just need to finish torquing the manifold down. I might come back out a bit later and do that. And then put all the fuel lines back on. And then I can just start putting it all back together bit by bit. And go from there. Alright, we're back at it. Come back around this side. I've just finished retorquing the manifold down. All down to 28 newton meters. It says 28 max from what I could find on the internet. So like I said, I'm doing this and I've never done this before, so I'm learning as I go. And I think it's the best way to do it. I have had my neighbour come over and he has been helping me a lot, which I much appreciate. Always having that extra bit of hand, that bit of knowledge, bit extra knowledge than what I've got. So today's agenda is, we're going to finish putting all these parts back on. I'm going to go give these injector lines a bit of a blowout and a clean out, so they're all nice and clean before I put them back in. And then we'll just start putting everything back on. All these little actuators, and go to the throttle body, EGR pipes, and yeah. So that's today's agenda. We'll get this bad girl back moving again. It was a bit of a bummer. It is Australian Day weekend this weekend. What should have been only a 2-3 hour job has turned into a couple of days, but after the other day with that little bit of a muck up with the, what do we call it, glow plug seals, we decided just to slow down, take it a bit easier, make sure we did everything right. And yeah, so because of that, we weren't rushing it, and it's raining. It's raining again. Yeah, so because of that, we haven't been rushing it, and we've just been taking our time, making sure we're getting it all right, like I said. You know, just standing around having a bit of a chat, bit of a yarn, wait a few other blokes come over and see what we're up to. And so yeah, every time someone comes and talks or a phone rings, yeah, we both just stop and start talking, and yeah, so it takes a bit longer. But anyway, it's a good learning curve. At least I've got a pretty good idea, so if I have to do it again, I know what to do. Alright, better get back into it. Alright, so we pretty much got it all back together now. We just got to put the intercooler on, so we're just chasing after some more clamps, because I've got one clamp that's a bit dicky. But yeah, and then we'll put the intercooler back on, then we'll give her a kick in the guts. We've got injector 1 and 2 that's all primed up. We couldn't get 3 and 4. So we'll just give her a wind over once we get it all back together, and we'll see how we go. Alright, got it all back together, primed it all up, started it all up, and yeah, I took it for a run. Runs and drives like she used to. So the other thing we did, we pulled the manifold off and cleaned all the manifold up and got rid of all the carbon and build up and crap that's all in there. So hopefully it'll make it breathe a little bit better. But yeah, we not only did all the seals, we did the manifold as well. That was the other thing that took it a little bit longer, because we figured we had it this far, so we might as well pull the rest of it off. And yeah, just clean everything while we're going. But she's all back together. It's all a goer. So yeah, can't complain. Now we just have to hook the van back onto it and take it for a bit of a workout, and fingers crossed that the seals don't leak and I didn't do anything else wrong. Now we just got one more oil leak that's a little bit annoying. So yeah, I just got to worry about that, but that can wait another day. I'm done working on it at the moment. it's taken long enough, so they can wait until next time. But alright, there's no videos of us actually working on it, solely because I'm doing everything off my phone as well. And I didn't have a stand here or anything to hold the phone to watch record us while we're doing it, so yeah, you only got little snippets and photos and me talking and turning it around so you can see. And I'm still doing it again. I'm looking at the screen instead of looking at the little camera doobalaki. I'll get used to it one day. Alright guys, thank you. Just want to show you that this little spring right here, I'll come in, I'll turn it around a little bit so you can see it. Alright, it sits on the end of this injector seal. That is what fell off in underneath the rocker cover. So because it fell off, that is the reason why we had to start pulling it all apart, because we had no way of getting it out. I'll see if I can find one that's still got on. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that. That is the way it's meant to be, and that's the way it's meant to come out. But anyway, so anyone else that's doing it, you just got to be careful that it comes out with it. If not, you will end up having to pull it apart like I did to get it all out. But yeah, I just wanted to show you is that little spring right there is what caused the whole drama initially to start with. And then, hang on, bear with me. Alright, and then these little ones here, which are the glow plug seals. Alright, as we were trying to put the rocker cover or valve cover, whichever one you want to call it, back on, we ended up breaking one because they are that brittle and old. They've probably been in there since brand new and they've never been pulled out. But also it has the little springs as well. I don't know if you can see that little spring right there. But anyway, you got to be careful of those ones as well when you're pulling them out. That's all I wanted to say, because if you're not careful, you'll have the same drama as what I had, and what's meant to only take you a couple of hours will end up taking you a lot longer. And then while you're going, you might as well pull everything else off and clean everything else up like we did as well. But alright. Other than just driving the patrol around locally, you know, running into the bay or down to Maryborough, we haven't really given it a workout since I've done all that work. So yeah, so today's the day. Got to take the van up to Bundy for its first service. So we'll take it up there and drop it off, and yeah. You know, once we got up there, you know, I'll just pop the bonnet and just check, make sure I haven't got any oil leaks. So yeah, fingers crossed. I don't have any, because that was a pain in the ass doing that work. So yeah, be time for a good workout. Let's go. Alright, we're just going to finish the video off there. Patrol went pretty well. I haven't come across any oil leaks yet. So far so good, so let's keep hoping that it holds out. I still do have that other one little oil leak that I have got to get fixed up. But like I said, I'll do that one another day. It's not a major one. It's not like it's leaking right down the side of the motor like the injector seals were. But we managed to go all the way up to Bundy and do our day trip around just to fill in the day. And yeah, it went well. It went really well with the van behind it again. So I'm looking forward to our next outing with the van on, which hopefully shouldn't be too far off. Not 100% sure where we're going to go or what we're going to do yet, so we'll just sit down and map out a few little tracks and a few little things that we can do. So please guys, like and subscribe, and we'll try to keep these videos coming to you when we go out and do something nice. Alright, thanks guys.